I wonder how many people have noticed this memorial to the Bradford pit. It's in the Guinness Book of Records as being the most productive in one day for producing the best quality coal. And it was back in the 16th century that this mine opened. And now, of course, it's the site of City Stadium and was the Commonwealth Games Stadium before it. All the old stuff, the pit heads, etc., all buried on site here. And it's been put here, this memorial, if you like, to remember the 1,500 people at one time who worked in the pit. And it just shows really that this club, this city, this area has a magnificent history.
Yeah, I'm part of the ancient Britons, and I fully remember the pit here, and in fact at Bradford Road Gasworks just over there was my first job as a kid, drilling holes, and they sacked me because I couldn't do it properly.
So when you were working there all those years ago, did you ever imagine that this site would be converted like it has been?
Absolutely no imagination at all. Absolutely zero. It's a different planet. You know, it really is, you know, and something that the city's to be proud of, and they've changed quality of life here as well.
They've not just done it. Worked here, weren't they? I mean,
exactly.
I believe 1,500 people or so.
Oh yeah. I mean, really horrible conditions, you know. Horrible conditions, you know. I fortunately didn't work there, but I saw it because I didn't live very far away either from here. So, you know, so I well remember it, yeah.
So here we are now making new memories in a very different way.
Very, very different indeed, international, and I'm just delighted to have been part of the whole shooting match.
A lot of people worried about Mike Summerby, and you can give us a little bit of an update, can't you? He's a little bit better now, isn't he?
Yeah, I spoke to him this morning. He's in good spirits. He's had a good all-over check-up, and the doctor said he's really recovered well.
Excellent news. Thanks very much. Enjoy the match, Joe.
Thanks, you. Take care.
Keith, you obviously a football manager of some repute. What do you think of this current City team? What do you think of today's game?
Amazing, absolutely superb, and looking forward to the game. Obviously playing against Fulham, Mitrovic. Hopefully Haaland's playing. We're coming to watch, hopefully, one of my ex-players, John Stones.
And you obviously have a relationship with Barry Murphy from your Rochdale games. He was on my vlog last week. He runs the under-19s at the moment. You must be very proud to see that somebody you brought through in the game is now doing so well.
It's brilliant. It's just trying to make small impacts on, you know, not just players but coaches' careers. I had Barry Murphy as a player, brought him in from Bury. And he transgressed into being a superb coach, and he's doing brilliant for Man City. And I'm also an ex-teammate of Jason Wilcox as well.
So you've got a bit of contact then, haven't you?
A little bit, yeah, but I'm so glad to see the way that Brian's doing, Jason's doing, and obviously it's just a privilege to watch Man City in the way they play at this moment in time.
It's nice to see you're actually holding a City scarf there, because you always told me you're a red.
I am. I'm a secret red, but I'm with my little boy Sid. You know, when we're watching the City, like I said, I'm a great supporter of John Stones. And the way the City play, and obviously Pep. I think Pep's amazing, I really do. In the same way that I thought Sir Alex Ferguson was ahead of his time within the game.
Alistair, you spent a decade here as chief executive. Now you're down at Fulham, you've been there for 15 years. So have you got any mixed emotions about watching a game like this?
You know, it's nice to have Fulham as a first team and City as the second team, to be fair. I love coming back to the stadium, and I love how successful City have been. You know, in terms of when people speak to me about what was your job before Fulham, like City, it's like, whoa, they think of City now, of course. And I look back to all the hard work that people put in, all the travelling for the fans. I started when we were a couple of divisions down. I was lucky enough to be part of that journey. So, you know, to be fair, I love football, I love City, and I love Fulham. So this is like a perfect day for me. Expectations are always low when we come here these days, but you never know. We need the points more than City, perhaps.
What's your happiest memory at City then?
Happiest memory? Like, I used to like going to the supporters clubs, and I was from Essex to Dublin to Prestwich, of course, and I used to get like a really nice reception from people. And I think if you made the effort to talk to people and go out to the supporters clubs, they appreciated it. I think I was like something in the Macclesfield club for a few years as well. I used to go there the most. So I guess that interaction with the fans, obviously I was very lucky with the Wembley Gillingham experience, and the whole City of Manchester stadium build was obviously great fun. It was like really good team building stuff. So yeah, I'd say fans are the people, and I still get a really nice reception, which is kind of cool for me.
Well, good luck after today.
Great, lovely to see you.
Stats say we should win it comfy. Believe it's 12 games on the spin that we've beat them. Last 12 competitive games, and we're formidable at home. You know, I'm just pulling out stats here now. It's 43 goals, I think, in 10 games. So averaging over 3 goals a game. So it's going to be very tough for them. And if we turn up and we're right, we'll win the game. It's always about us playing and doing things correct, keeping the intensity and the focus. And if it's there, it'll be a comfortable afternoon.
How does it feel being a granddad?
It feels fantastic. Very, very proud man. Yeah, very proud.
Congratulations.
Cheers to you.
Always hopeful. Slightly disappointed that Foden's not playing, and of course the great man Haaland's not playing as well. So that's was a little bit of worry in our minds. But you know, as ever, you know, fantastic team to watch. Win, lose, or draw, you know, we'll take it.
I've seen people commenting on my YouTube channel saying all the fans like you, that's not disrespect, are still quite not arrogant, you know, still rooted in the ground. Is that where that comes from?
Yeah. Well, my first game was April 1976, and we beat Derby County 4-3, and my hero Dennis Stewart scored a fantastic goal. And years anything since then is, you know, it's like yourself, after the 90s and the early 2000s, things nowadays are just a bonus, a fantastic bonus, and we're so lucky. However,
is this your son, by the way?
yeah, it's my son Edwin.
I'm going to ask him then.
Yeah.
You're a lot younger than your dad.
A wee bit.
Clearly. So do you have a different attitude? Do you come to a game today thinking easy win 5-0? Because I've had some younger fans saying stuff like that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really. My dad was saying he was getting nervous for the game and things like when we go and play teams like Fulham, we're like, oh, I don't really get nervous. Not like an arrogant way, but I've not grown up knowing the typical City thing, so I've only seen really the good years. So for me, this is just the norm. So I don't feel anything that older fans do with like sort of experiencing, you know, the nerves, whatever. I mean, I get a wee bit nervous, but I'm like very confident in today's game. Like that. Annoyed Haaland's not playing as well, but hopefully he comes on.
What I'm thinking today is I don't expect to win. I never do. No. All I expect is a good performance from the team, and if we get a good performance, then maybe we will win. But you know what it's like. I've been watching City like you since the 60s. You just don't know what you're going to get. On paper, we're going to win, but it doesn't always work out like that. Can I introduce my friend, by the way? It's his first. He's from Wales, and it's his first Premiership game. He's called Roger Evans. He lives in Shaw, not far from you.
What do you reckon then? You're a neutral, are you?
Well, no. When it comes to Manchester, I'm a City supporter. But I'm a Sheffield Wednesday supporter, really.
A bit of Nicky Weaver in there. So what do you think today?
Well, I reckon if Gundogan's playing, you're going to win.
Well, there you go. See, that's a neutral voice.
All right, I'll make a prediction, 3-0.
You're one of the few players who's probably got the same sort of goal-scoring record as Erling Haaland. So what does it feel like to watch this City team?
Well, a great honour to watch him, isn't it, to be fair? I'm a bit disappointed he's not playing today, but that's just life, innit? I hope he gets on and has half an hour so we can have a good look at it, yeah?
This is the best team in the world to watch, isn't it?
At the moment, yeah, of course they are, yeah. They always have been, haven't they? even in the second division, yeah?
It's got to be given because he's given the penalty. Once he's given the penalty, he's got no other choice. I thought Cancelo, it was a bit of a rash decision to actually bring him down or foul him as he did. Keeper was there. It might well have seen how it worked out and kept 11 players on the pitch because Manchester City have just controlled the game comfortably all the way through the first half. Fulham finally got out the box and got themselves a goal against the runner player, if you like. But Manchester City have been in total control of this game, and I can see that continue in second half. and I still foresee Manchester City win the game 2 or 3-1.
So even with 10 men, you're still confident?
I'm confident Manchester City will win this. When you look at how the game's changed after the send-off, it hasn't. Manchester City is still in the ascendancy, still have good possession, and Fulham are now stuck between, shall we go and win the game, or shall we just hang on to a 1-1er, and we'll see.
Great win at the end, wasn't it? Yeah, great winner.
You know, when Haaland came on, he had a big impact. You get that instinct as a striker when you
Of course you do, yeah. And the crowd picked it up straight away, didn't they? The crowd picked it up, he picked it up, it was brilliant, yeah.
The team did a lap of honour at the end, which is unusual, wasn't it?
Sorry?
The team did an unusual lap of honour.
Unusual game, wasn't it? Yeah. One apiece and then 2-1. Great result, wasn't it? Yeah, great result.
Absolute quality, fought till the end. Fulham were heartless, they were terrible, sat back all the time, and well deserved all the way through.
You thought it was well deserved, despite the fact that it was a bit nail biting towards the end.
Very nail biting, but typical City, and we've got someone who can take the penalties now as well, which is superb. Just Haaland's unbelievable. Everyone played well today. Very good.
A win's a win. It's hard. 3 points. Getting the man sent off didn't help, but yeah, 3 points. It was a definite penalty at the end. I thought the keeper had saved it for a moment, to be honest, but yeah, brilliant.
The last guy I spoke to said it was a really good performance by City. Is that how you'd assess it?
A hard performance by City. So yeah, they've had to grind that out. They've not took control of the game, but they've had to battle. 10 men. So,
Haaland made a massive difference when he came on.
oh, without a shadow of a doubt, he's brilliant, isn't he? He's just scary. I wouldn't want to be a defender. Wouldn't want to be a defender. But yeah, 3 points, he's brilliant. Fantastic result. Well done, City. Well done.
Well, that's why fans are important in football stadiums here, isn't it? I felt like we were hugely important then as a fan base. You know, the atmosphere was a bit flat first half. Noticed obviously off the vlog and from hearing fans' opinions on in the Champions League game, against Sevilla here, that it was a bit of a dead rubber and the atmosphere was a bit dead. Sometimes it is a bit quiet in this ground, but when I think the fans can see that the players are trying everything to try and break a side down, and we just don't quite find that killer thing that's needed, we realise it's our job to try and give the players some inspiration, and I feel like we did that. And I feel like that's the reason why, for the first time ever, Pep Guardiola and the players have gone round the full stadium and thanked the fans. And that's the most passionate I've ever seen Pep towards the South Stand as well, which was quite nice and endearing. And I love the guy anyway, but it's made me respect him even more now because it shows how much it means to him. You can't allow Arsenal to stretch their lead, and that's a big 3 points now. It puts the onus back on them to go and win their game, which is brilliant. The game itself was a bit of a tricky one. Fulham aren't a bad side. You know, Marco Silva's a good manager, good side, good players. Tricky one in that sense, and we weren't quite at our best. Don't think we were at our best against Leicester. Not quite sure whether we were at our best in the Champions League, even against Sevilla. Of course, it dead rubber. And today we weren't at our absolute best. But key moments in key games. De Bruyne has done really well. I think it was De Bruyne, wasn't it, that won the penalty. Key moment, backed into the defender, rolled him, forced him to have to make a challenge. And do you know what? I like Burn Leno, but that's what happens when you waste time. It can bite you on the backside. 2-1 win, I'll take that all day. 5-0 wins are brilliant, but wins like that, as we know against QPR and Aston Villa, in the business, aren't they?
It was really resilient to see him play with 10 men and still dominate. So fantastic, and keeping going till the very end was what we're all about these days, isn't it?
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to come, of course, but the resilience to keep on going.
It's a different team than what we grew up with. So, you know, normally we're like, oh God, here we go again, and that ain't the way things are anymore. You know.
So you always believed then?
I mean, actually, when Haaland came on, I did believe. I was like, he ain't going to come on to not score. You know.
You sound like such a fanboy now.
I do. I am. So I'm visiting. I live in California now, and he lives in Sweden now. So every time that I come back to England, he comes back and we go to a match. So
We've had a win today.
yeah, it's amazing.
When you're trying to win a title, 3 points is everything, isn't it? So getting the late winner, an Erling Haaland penalty that just squeezed over the line. I saw a replay of the incident that led to it. Or might not have been given, but it was given. Sending off, a disallowed goal as well. It had everything that, and a little lap of honour at the end from Pep and the boys as well. So slightly different than normal. Certainly a lot tougher than you might have expected for the game, but City won it. That's the main thing. Thanks very much to Timpson, to RRG Group, and to everybody that supports the vlogs that I do. I, of course, will be back here again in midweek for the Chelsea game in the Carabao Cup. There will be an audio podcast, which you can find via my Twitter account at Ian Cheeseman, or, of course, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, those sorts of things. And this week, my special guest, again, is the brilliant Les Chapman, the former kit man. We'll no doubt have some more great stories to tell behind the scenes. So have a great rest of the weekend. City back on top again after this one. See what happens with Arsenal, Chelsea. And whatever happens tomorrow, whatever happens next week, isn't it great to be a Blue?